Okay, so before we get into this video, I've got a couple things I want to talk about. First off, this is a re-upload. I had taken this video originally on the night of the incident, which, if you don't know, Johnny Gaudreau as well as his brother Matthew were involved in a fatal collision with a drunk driver while riding their bikes on a New Jersey road. It has been confirmed, but at the time of shooting this video, it was still in its rumored stage, and I was going after the person who was spreading the rumors. So you'll hear that I make both arguments as to whether he was right or whether he was wrong, what the circumstance would result in. But before we get into the video, I've got two things I want to make very, very clear. One, if you plan on drinking, doesn't matter if it's 1 beer or 20 beers, definitely if it's 20 beers, but it doesn't matter. If you plan on drinking at all, leave your keys somewhere where you can't grab them. Some bars will take the keys from you. They'll take them and hold on to them until like the next day. Do that. Have a designated driver. Have someone that you can call. If you've got no one, if you're strapped for money, if you're in any form of a predicament where you think that the best case scenario is to drive, I'm not even kidding, call the police. Call the police and have them give you an escort home, because that's a better alternative than getting behind the wheel while drunk and driving on the roads. What happened to Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau was entirely avoidable. It did not have to happen. And it's sickening that in this day and age we still have these problems. Second thing, if you are planning to become a reporter or any form of media personnel, there's two things I want to lay out in this category. One, have your facts 100% confirmed before you share any shred of information that was not followed by the media personnel that was sharing around these rumors. And second off, morals and ethics are a very important thing to have as a piece of media, especially when dealing with death. If you are dealing with any reports surrounding the death of a person, it doesn't matter if it's a famous person or some guy down the street, you treat that with the utmost respect, lest you damage your integrity, your credibility, and your reputation. Without further ado, here is the original video. Quick thing before we get into the video. It is currently like 2:30. I was not prepared to make a video today, so the editing's kind of sloppy, the audio's kind of sloppy, my voice is kind of sloppy, everything's kind of sloppy in this one. So forgive me for that. I just think that this thing's something I really want to talk about, and it's important to talk about. So enjoy the video. Future videos will be a bit better than this, I promise. So I didn't want to make a video for a little bit yet. I've been dragged out of the woodworks because something came up. If you've read the title and think that I'm giving a media update, no, I'm not. I don't have those kinds of sources. Are you kidding? Unlike the guy we're going to be talking about today, I am a reactor, not a reporter. So instead of digging for the information and throwing it at you, I watch stuff, take it in, translate it into my own thought, my own opinion, and I throw it back at you guys. One day that could change. Today is not that day. So here's what happened. A reporter makes a claim on Twitter, and that claim, paraphrased, is, I'm not 100% certain, but according to sources that I will not tell you the name of, I can tell you that this NHL player, who is a high caliber NHL player, at least for the team that he plays on, has passed away due to a car crash. The entirety of hockey Twitter took that very well, in that they didn't take it well at all, and are now doing basically one of three things. Either one, believing it and making, the going and spreading condolences and all that, the standard thing. Believing it and being a bit crude about it, which, that's, as far as I know, that's one particular person that I don't really approve of. Or three, going after the reporter. And that's the part that I think is the most fun, so that's the part I'm going to be doing as definitely not a reporter. And as far as I'm concerned, and this is just a complete opinion, I can't tell you how any of this works, so, this is prediction, call it. Both opinions that I've got lead to one conclusion, and that is this guy's career is done. It is done for, because he has put himself in what I would consider a very lose-lose situation. Because on the one hand, it is possible, based on the fact that he said he doesn't have 100% certainty, it is possible that this guy is wrong. And that, quite frankly, is the best case scenario. I mean, obviously, because it means that someone that's kind of famous is still with us. Regardless of all of it, we do know that there are 2 victims of a car crash, and that has happened. So regardless of any outcome, it's still all done in poor taste. But if the guy is wrong, if the reporter's wrong, and this NHL player is still with us, the only thing that gets hurt in the long run is the credibility of the reporter. Which means that the people who used to click on this reporter's stuff will no longer trust it. The current employer will probably want to drop him, because if he's not trusted by the public, he's not going to be making them much money. And that will mean that in the future employers won't look his way either. There's one consequence related to that first point, which is basically he's getting attacked like to hell and back right now. It'll be 10 times worse if this is proven to be fake. I'm not saying I condone it, but people will people. And on the other hand, this reporter could be right. And that's so much worse. Because obviously, for one, and we just covered this, as a journalist, as a reporter, you want to remain credible. But there's something not a lot of people consider in all of this. Tragedy happens. And obviously the news is littered with tragedy. You got like hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, car crashes and whatnot. Things that happen that make it to the news, and it's really not good. And then you've got the news itself. That tragedy making it to the news. In between those 2 events, from the start of this tragedy to when the reporters get there and get their facts and get everything sorted out so that they can make their report, that is the time, as horribly short as it is, because there's just a lack of ethics and morals in these sort of situations. That is the window that the family has to grieve privately. And especially as someone as high up as an NHL player or any other athlete, celebrity, what have you, those crucial moments are the difference between having some time to actually grieve and having to look at the phone every 5 seconds because one of us, the fans, the people who follow the teams and follow the players, start bombarding them with condolences. And as good as condolences are, they can be annoying. They can be annoying, especially when it's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people sending the same text over and over again when you're just trying to grieve the loss of a family member. That's what that window's for. And this reporter went and squandered that opportunity, if it has all been proven correct. And then this reporter goes and does something that I think is even worse. It's something that I think puts the nail in the coffin as to him losing his job. A personal opinion. He backtracks. He deletes the initial post saying all of this stuff, and he goes and says, believe what you want. So, he has gone and raised uproar, refused to answer questions, refused to give up sources, has forfeited any chance, if this is correct, has forfeited any chance that the family has time to grieve, and has backtracked like a coward. And as a reporter, speaking as someone who is not a reporter, I don't think you should ever come back from that sort of thing and have the same sort of career that you had prior to that event. It is disgusting what has happened. And in the face of all of it, what has transpired recently with the post being removed, it is also cowardly. And I want to end this video with a bit of a PSA. Though I say this, and though you can probably find the incident real easy right now, do not, and I repeat, do not go to anyone involved in this and start harassing them. Don't go to the reporter and start threatening his life. That has happened in the past hour and a half. That has happened. Do not go to the family of the NHL player and start harassing them about wondering whether or not everything's true or sending condolences. Let them grieve for a bit. Give them a day. Be smart. So that's it. There is going to be a video coming out. It's a trailer for next season. I've honestly been procrastinating a bit. Because I know for a fact that after doing this one, it's going to hurt like really bad. So I've been really holding it off. But I'm going to get to it. So that'll be next. Unless something like this happens again. Heaven forbid. So in the meantime, stay howling. Go Yotes. Be smart. And I'll be back.